Caley Pop. Let's go and take a look. I love your name. Rolls right off the tongue. All right. All right, Caley, let's go ahead and take a look. I've got your composition up right here. Let's go ahead and take a look. So in the first composition, we're looking for no contrast in size or weight, and all hierarchy should be based on grouping, right? But we don't have any hierarchy based on grouping, and also you're using, actually, you kind of do. We got uneven spaces here, but let me describe this. It'll make a lot of sense. I don't use bold type to set your text because bold type is for emphasis only, all right? So if you want to emphasize something, use bold, but you don't want to set type in bold. It creates this feeling that the viewer is getting yelled at, okay? So I would not set this in bold, but what I would do is this, is I would take these 4 descriptions right here, or these 5 descriptions, and I would make the space, the leading between each line equal, and then I would remove those, bring those down in the composition and really separate them from 69 Camaros. So 69 Camaros here, then these are all grouped together and they start about right here. Okay, that will create a hierarchy based on grouping. Right now, we don't really have hierarchy based on grouping. In the second composition, we're looking for 1 new size and 1 new weight. There's your new weight, there's your new size, excellent. This is out of alignment, and it's a little bit odd. If you want this to be emphasized, right now it's really easy to look at the um, uh, composition as we come down here, but then all of a sudden our eye shifts right over here, which is not a bad thing, but I think this would be a little bit more harmonious if you were to, if you want to create a separate group, that's fine, but I would place this in alignment right here. Okay. In the third composition, we're looking for multiple contrasts in weight and scale, and you got it. There's a new weight and scale right there. There's a new weight scale. There's a new weight scale. Excellent. Yeah, so this is pretty good. I'm not so. I mean, this is kind of random, but it's not too bad. Now, what I would do, at least it's aligned with. Let me see if that's it. Actually, it's not. It's not aligned. So what you would want to do here is if you're going to place this anywhere other than in alignment with something here, like I would do, right, I would do is I would bring this down and just place it right here. And then I would follow that by placing these down. You could create separate groups. That's fine. That helps emphasize hierarchy. But right now, this is just randomly placed, and it creates this situation. We look here, then we have to zoom over here, then we have to zoom back over here. That's a little bit uncomfortable, much more uncomfortable than, let's say, this composition, or let's look at the example composition. We get this example right here. Okay, we start here and we just go straight down the line, right? And that's what alignment does for us. Here, we start here, we come down here, we just got moved down the line. We see this, 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 and this. Here, we start here, come down here, come over here. Everything's in alignment, right? But here, alignment's not that great. So what we end up doing is our eye ends up zigzagging. Now watch my eye here. Start here. Well, we start with the image. Image up here, zig, zig, then down. All right. It's not bad. It's not bad zigzagging, but you want it to definitely keep that in mind in terms of alignment. I think this is actually a pretty good. I think this is actually really good. This is excellent. So I'm not too concerned about that here because we have the image to support this text here. But here it's a little bit strange that we have to kind of go over here. This seems just randomly placed. Don't forget the car has to bleed in 2 places in the composition. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. Now, my recommendation here is I think it's an excellent start. I think you're showing wonderful understanding of both grid usage and hierarchy. But at this point, what I want you to do before you resubmit, consider my comments. Take a look at page 101 in the textbook. There's 9 examples here. Each one describes creating hierarchy based on placement, grouping, emphasis, and there's even some one with color here, though we're not using color. So you definitely spend some time on page 101. And also, if you haven't done so yet, get over in those course announcements and get into Welcome to Week 3 and take a look at that announcement. Here's an example here. It shows you blow by blow how to create hierarchy. Excuse me. And then also there's some wonderful resources here on the grid. There's 5 or 6 videos in here. So spend some time in this announcement. I can guarantee you'll come out of this announcement with a much greater appreciation and understanding of both hierarchy and the use of grid after you spend some time in this announcement. I spent a lot of time putting this announcement together with the intent of really making things specifically clear by the time you're done with that announcement. So my recommendation is to take a look at page 101, study it intensely, try to apply some of those principles that you pick up there in your final submission along with my recommendations in this video. All right, great. Any questions at all, please let me know. Thanks, Kelly.